Hello, listeners. Thank you again for joining me for this episode of the Stories Station podcast. I'm Kay McCoy, your host, and today we have another featured guest from the first ever romance anthology brought to you by Author Nation. So please join me in welcoming A. Catherine Noon. So please feel free, take a moment and introduce yourself.
Well, I am an author. I live in Washington State, and I really love stories that explore consequences. And I write things that have magic in them. And it's gotten very interesting because I'll set my stories in places where I've been. And then when I go back there, it's really strange that there aren't werewolves over here or the fae in this area or things like that. And we always put creatures in our stories.
Ooh.
So we have in our current story, we have familiars, we have crows, we have all sorts of things. And it's fun inventing those. And I kind of wish they were real.
Aw, don't we all love that? We just kind of have to accept that the world isn't as magical as we read in our stories, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like, I should have known.
Yeah.
So you did mention we, which brings me back to the other half of your duo, your dynamic team. Can you tell us a little bit about who it is that you write with?
I write with Rachel Wilder, and she is an image consultant. She lives in Nevada, and she's the introvert half of the two of us.
Yeah.
And she's hysterical. We were on a panel, and I've been a Toastmaster since I was a kid, and somebody asked a question, and I started to answer, and she literally put her hand on my shoulder and said, "I've got this," and stood up and totally took over the stage. It was amazing.
Us
So
introverts, we're pretty good at doing that. Someone
we
coined the
really
phrase.
are.
They said it's introvirtuous. It's like you are introverted, but you will rise to the occasion when it's called, when it's needed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh, I can definitely relate to that one. And you mentioned that you also are in Toastmasters. What is that like? For people who don't know, Toastmasters is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a community where they help you with public speaking, how to become better at speaking in public. Is that right? Or am I missing a few key points?
Well, it's an international speech and leadership training
See,
organization
that
and
sounds so
networking.
much better.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds way better than what I said.
what I love about it is you build friendships while you're learning. So you literally are learning leadership skills if you choose to, or communication in public speaking skills, which Harvard University said out of the top 10 major fears is actually ranked number one. So people are more afraid of dying than they are, of public speaking than they are of dying.
Give me
So
liberty or give me death, and people will say, you know what?
I'm good.
That last one,
Exactly.
that last one ain't so bad. I only have to do it once, and
Exactly. But it's been a
Wow.
lot of fun. So I do a lot of teaching around how people can use writing skills to help with their public speaking and communication process, and how to build kind of resilience within yourself and learn how to communicate with your own brain. Because especially now with the rise of AI, I think the instinct is to depend on computer modifications for communicating. And I think that's a mistake. I think that I talk to people every day that want to figure out how to get their voice out from inside them.
Mhm. And I have to agree. I've been following Toastmasters now for a few months because I'm preparing for, Author Nation.
Mhm.
And I just love those reminders to keep doing this. And I see the pictures of people going out to places and I think, oh wow, they probably never would have really done this if they hadn't taken a chance and like actually got involved with Toastmasters. So
Yeah.
for people who may be apprehensive or nervous about public speaking, what's the one thing you would love for them to discover if they were to follow Toastmasters?
The most amazing thing is when you go to a meeting, everyone understands what it's like to be scared of public speaking. And so it's a very comforting, welcoming environment.
Mhm.
And there are clubs all over the world.
Yeah.
And so many of them are online.
Yes.
And if you don't find one right away that you like, keep looking, because your tribe is out there.
Wow. So thank you again for explaining that, because again, I'm still new to Toastmasters, but just in the span of the last several months, I feel more confident and capable of actually speaking to people. And I've spoken at many places before, and it's still a little nerve-wracking at times, especially because you don't know what to expect from the audience. So do you think that's one of the reasons why people still get a little nervous about public speaking? They're afraid of saying the wrong thing, or they're not sure how people will receive them when they start to speak?
I think it's probably both. I've seen, people figure out, oh, it's just me. What do I have to say that people would listen to? And I think that each of us has a story inside us. And it's really helpful to learn how to bring that story out and to have the faith in ourselves and learn how to have that vulnerability along with the bravery, because I think that's what speaks to people.
It really does, especially now in the age of AI. People are drawn to stories that speak to them. And again, not to harp too much on AI, but I think it's like very critical right now that we like really own our stories. So if you are someone that are afraid of public speaking, I highly recommend you check out Toastmasters.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, speaking of stories, you and your partner in pen have this amazing story here called Bird in the Hand. Want to tell us a little bit more about it?
It was so much fun. So we are writing an Academy romance series that will come out in 2026. And there's two different academies. So there's a Crow Shifter College and there's a Mage Academy. And so in the first couple books, we'll be going to the Crow College, which is called Volare, which is Latin for to fly. And our story here introduces you to that world a little bit, in that the main characters go to a carnival together.
Ooh,
And
carnival.
well, and the fun thing is that the main character doesn't realize that the person that he's there with is trying to hit on him. And our main character is a little slow and just
Poor
completely
thing.
oblivious. Yeah, it's very fun. And so some hijinks ensue, and they finally figure out, oh, all right, this is this. And so it was a lot of fun to write.
So that takes care of the oblivious to love, and I'm assuming Jock in Nerd is the second half of that, where he's kind of is he the stereotypical jock, or is he kind of the jock with the heart of gold? What tidbits can you share with us about the story without telling us too much?
So Silas is a computer guy. So he wears glasses and he's actually quite fit, but he's also a brainiac.
Ooh.
And he's self-conscious about wearing glasses, as many of us that wear glasses from a young age are. And Knox is a raven shifter, and he happens to think that Silas is quite attractive in his glasses, but Silas is completely oblivious to this.
Aww.
And so it's very cute how they kind of like, it takes Silas a minute and you're watching him and like, come on, wake up.
It's like, why haven't you figured this out? But when he does, it just sounds so adorable.
Yeah. Well, and Knox is really cute about it too, because Knox finally realizes he's going to have to be a little bit more forward.
Yeah.
So
I love that. So do you think most people would relate to this story, especially the oblivious to love part? I think a lot of people would, but I would love to hear your thoughts more on that.
I would hope so. I think it feels very organic. And what's fun about this particular series, it's called The Foundlings. And we have a character named Margaret, who's an older lady, and she does palm reading and things at this carnival, which is why the setting is the carnival.
Okay.
And she has a habit of either rescuing people altogether from bad circumstances or giving them a nudge in the right direction. And so this story, she's giving the nudge. And
I wish I had someone in my life who can give me that kind of nudge.
I finally I did meet my husband, but I swear I interviewed half of the human race by the time I met him. And I was like, you know what? I have zero faith in my ability to choose anybody that is a decent partner. You know, if you don't know how to behave with somebody, you're mine. If you are not real nice, come on over. Like, I don't know. I still don't know how we ended up together. I have a cat. She's passed on now, but she was adorable. And she would only ever sit on half of my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over for dinner, and I turn around, and she's sitting with her ass square in his lap.
She's like, this is the one.
Exactly. And I said, and he credits this for the moment that he decided we were going to be together. I said, I had to marry you. My cat certainly likes you. And he thought that was a proposal. So the rest is history.
I love that. You have your own, like, oh, that's so cute that you have your own little, like, moment. Oh. Yeah. Wow. I can't wait to read this story. Because you were able to write this with another author. Do you feel like you had an advantage over all the rest of us who may not have a co-author in pen or a partner in pen?
I think everybody's writing process is individual. And so I don't know that we have an edge or not on different ways of creating. Mm-hmm. I know that I personally love working with someone. Like, we've been working together for over 15 years, and wow. It's very satisfying. But people will ask me sometimes, well, how do you write with another person? And mm-hmm. I can't really explain how Rachel and I do it because it's so unique to us. But what mm-hmm. I would say is it's like a marriage in that each one is individual. And so what works for one couple may not work for another couple.
Mm-hmm. And I think not forcing it too, because mm-hmm. that could be like, you could think you have like this pro by being able to co-author with someone, but it could quickly become a con when mm-hmm. you realize, like, okay, we haven't found a method that works for us and we're actually doing more harm than good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it took me about 10 years of looking to find her, because a lot of times people will say they want to write and they don't.
Mm-hmm. Or their writing style is completely different from yours, or just the way that you brainstorm, or the way that you prefer to do things you might not be able to find that compromise, if you will.
Yeah. Well, and we're polar opposites. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're familiar with the Myers-Briggs type indicator. I am an ENFP. Mm-hmm. And Rachel's an ISTJ. So we're literally, the way we approach decision making, taking in information, doing things is very, very different. Mm-hmm. And that gives us a real leg up in the sense that where I'm maybe not as strong, she's strong, and vice versa. But it also can mean, if we're not careful, we don't think alike. Yeah. And so there can be conflict if we, like, I remember I make changes to plans quickly and easily. I plan everything, but I don't mind changing them around. And that's the key part.
You're more forgiving in the plans and you can adapt. Whereas your partner, on the other hand, might have some reservations.
Yeah. Well, and she wants warning. Like, she has everything laid out, how she does things. She's also very, like, orderly, stepwise. The other thing I noticed, like, I asked her to help me figure out how to, like, what pet water fountain to get. Mm-hmm. And I'm more of a corporate buyer in that, okay, I need that thing, click the button, we're done. I don't like shopping. Mm-hmm. And she's a forager. Like, she'll go look at every single one.
She wants the entire experience and you just want to get in there and get out.
Yeah, exactly. I just want a thing and just go away. And so she went and read like 700 comments for pet water fountains to find the right one. And that's just an example. Like, when we do our writing, she'll build, she's really deep into Pinterest. And she'll build entire storyboards, like, for foundlings. And we'll find, like, if we name a vehicle, we've got stuff in Pinterest. Like, rest assured, she has the vehicle.
And I love that you two use Pinterest. I know it's mainly her, but I'm going to say, for the sake of the group project, I love that you both use Pinterest, because I know one author in particular, Mo Flames. She has the most impeccable Pinterest board, like, that I've ever seen. And I look at mine and I'm like, what ogre on the side of the overpass created this? Because you put them together and it is all full. And every time I talk to her and I see it, I'm just like, one day I'm going to get my Pinterest together just like this. And I have yet to do it. But I love that other authors are also using Pinterest because it's an incredible tool when it comes to creating stories.
It absolutely can be.
But
It really helps her.
700 reviews? When did she just say, okay, I'm done? Because me, I think I probably would have read 10. And
I'm like you. I don't know. I will tell you, I have a couch in my house, and she and my husband went to IKEA, and I'm like, you go.
Yeah.
Not going with you. Sorry. And they went and sat in every single couch in the place. Everyone.
That's really not necessary.
They had a blast. They were gone for 5 hours.
That's half the day.
And it was funny because apparently someone at IKEA has a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And they have these little stuffed monkeys that are quite creepy. They sent me a picture. I don't know how I don't have a monkey because I was half expecting them to buy it and bring it home. And it's this creepy monkey. And whoever does like the room displays would like hide one in the room. And so when they realized this, they went and tracked through all of the rooms they'd already been in just to find the monkey.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It just makes the time there more memorable. I mean, yeah, you're going to be there probably an hour longer now, but memories.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's how we have our couch.
Listen, that's a great story. And I hope someday you actually incorporate that into one of your stories because that sounds like so much fun. Now, we talked a little bit about the anthology. We talked a little bit about you as the author. And now I would love to continue with more about how anthologies work. Now, is this your first anthology or have you participated in them before?
I've done ones. This is my first through Author Nation, but I've done a couple. I actually have a cookbook out that about 5 of us put together. Yeah. And it was funny because when I originally got invited to it, I thought, yeah, I'll do a recipe. Mm-hmm. And then I got the email and they're like, okay, we need 5 hors d'oeuvres, 5 lunch entrees, 5 desserts, and 5 dinners. I'm like, what?
Who's doing that? So like everyone had to choose like one of each, or did someone have to do
5? Each of us did 5. Yeah, it was intense. It was very intense.
I've never heard of that before. Like, okay, that's a great theme, but a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but it was fun. And then we have a story, which is not currently available, but we are deciding how we want to bring it out again, because it was out for quite a while. And it was in an anthology where it was about a magic bracelet. Mm-hmm. And so our story had the magic bracelet. And so each of the anthology stories had this bracelet that was material to the romance.
Yeah.
And so in our case, a woman was on the CTA, which is the public transit system in the city of Chicago. Mm-hmm. And she was waiting for a train and she saw like this flash and she bent down to pick it up and there was a shooting on the platform. And so she witnessed a murder, which means, of course, now the bad guys know who she is. And so, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Right. And so that was a fun story to write with the two of them. And that was a romance with a detective. Mm-hmm. And we did another one that was for OutServe, which is a organization that helps gay servicemen and service members in the military. Mm-hmm. And that one was a lot of fun. We set that on Persis because they wanted like a cop story, kind of story in uniform. And we don't really have that because neither one of us are police. So we have police in our stories, but I don't want to try to write a police station.
Exactly. From the mind of a police officer. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it was funny because when we were doing research for that story of the bracelet, we actually went to the precinct in the neighborhood where we had the story. Mm-hmm. And Rachel was really bent out of shape because the police station wasn't anything like what she thought. And you walk in and it's this big lobby made out of brick and this big long desk and a lady behind the desk, just like in an office building. And Rachel was so offended because she wanted
like where's the grime?
Police officer, like this woman behind there should have like a gun and be very like, what are you doing here? And
she has ruined us all. We're like, where's the grime? I want to see the cops on the beat all haggard looking and the drunk pink.
Exactly. Well, and to give you an example of the tension between being an introvert and doing research, we were trying to we have a story set in Bellingham, Washington that's not out yet. We're working on it.
Yeah.
And she needed to know about the precinct office and she couldn't find any pictures online. So she called them.
Did she really call and like ask her, like, tell me about your
Yeah, she said, I'm writing a novel and we want to feature your police station. Can I ask you a couple questions? And they're like, what?
And they probably thought it was a prank call too. And then someone's
No,
going to
they
read
were
that
really
book.
nice. No, she talked to like an office manager lady and she was super nice. And she's like, because we wanted to know, is there a bullpen? Where do the detectives sit? Like, are they out with everybody? And,
I love that because I've been thinking about a story about the Library Congress. No, I'm not saying it right. It's the Library Congress, or is it Library of Congress?
Library of Congress. Yeah.
Library of See, I got to remember where my preposition goes. So the Library of Congress, like I really want to go there so that I can get an idea what it looks like. I've seen like video of it on YouTube, but it's just not. I'm not capturing it the way that I want, and I think it's because I need to see it. So
It's
hearing
amazing.
that someone can just call an introvert at that, I was like, whoa, she's got.
Well, and you could call them. We talked to the security guard when we went. I was with another author friend, and you can actually have them look up your book if you give them advanced warning, which we did not. So we weren't able to do that day. But the security guard was so excited when he found out we were writers. He didn't even know what we wrote. He's just like, oh my goodness, you coming to see your books and blah, blah, blah. And actually my dad used to live in DC back in the 50s, and he was getting his master's and he did his research at the Library of Congress. It's closed stacks. So you set up at a desk and then you bring like a piece of paper and they go get the stuff for you. You don't get to go in the stacks.
Oh, you don't get to go moseying about getting lost and potentially becoming on the news. Okay.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That's fair because the world is not what it once was. And you know what? Maybe I don't need to be moseying about and picking up a book that leads me into a portal of the unknown.
There you go.
So
although right now that might not be a bad thing.
Well, for me, it depends on what area.
Fair.
So I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you pick up a
Star Trek little section and let me be.
You never know. You could pick up a Star Trek and end up in,
that would be nice.
Academy.
I am a huge Trekkie, so just the idea of that, like, I could count on one hand a couple of places I want to go to, but I think I would roll the dice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, speaking of rolling the dice, since we are going to be in Vegas in November, is there anything you're looking forward to doing or seeing at Reader Nation this year?
I cannot wait to meet all of the authors. I am super stoked. I used to live in Las Vegas, so I actually prefer to hike. And so we're going to go to the wetlands, Clark County wetlands, which is actually a wetland, even though it's in the middle of the desert. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and it's within sight of downtown. It's like 30 minutes from downtown, from the Strip.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can go hiking there, and it's like it has like its own ecosystem to where
100%.
Because I have an author friend who's been low-key trying to convince me to go to different places outside of the Strip, but I'm a Strip girly. I don't know anything about Vegas outside of what's on the Strip. But this, I'm intrigued.
So Clark County Wetlands is beautiful. In the exact opposite direction, there's Red Rock Canyon, which is a gorgeous place to go. And the drive is even worth it. You can get out and walk. Depending on the heat, you want to be careful. September is iffy. And so they have a gorgeous visitor center. They have about, I believe it's 150 desert tortoises that are endangered. And so you can go and look at them, and they are just outside. They're huge. They're like this big.
I mean, they're at that size, they have to be outside. Like, where else can you put them that wouldn't be like humane, like inhumane?
My suitcase.
Yeah. Well, that would be a bit uncomfortable.
Hi, honey. I brought you a gift.
Be like, take it. Take it.
But yeah, I would do, I like doing those kinds of things. There will be right by the Sphere. So that's within walking distance. And then I've liked in the past, I've really enjoyed like the what do you call it? The buffets.
Yeah.
But I'm really there to meet people. So I'm super excited about getting to meet the Author Nation folks that are part of the anthology and get to meet, and just hang out and meet readers. I'm really excited about
that.
reading.
Like, the Kickstarter was a complete success. And the fact that I know that there are over 300 people that have never read my work and they will finally get to read is something that I wrote is like so exciting. And I'm really, 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 really excited to meet them. It's like, and also I just want to say, like, thank you for taking a chance on indie authors, because a lot of people are like, well, indie author, I want to be a real author. So like, I want to be traditionally published. And I'm just like, can we not?
Well, I was. Like, we were with Three Houses, and one by one they went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Random House would have to come and hand me $500,000 for me to be willing
because
to
we
go back.
do so much. Yeah. We just when you think about it, like, we really do so much, and we're doing it on our own and with our communities. Like, I mean, some of us over time, we build like a team, or we are fortunate enough to find our partner in pen and have a co-author. And it's just like, it's so surreal sometimes I think about it. And I don't think it's going to really hit me until I'm in Vegas that I'm not only in this anthology, but I'm in this anthology with such like noteworthy authors. Like, I don't think it's clicked yet, which is another reason why I wanted to say thank you to you for participating in the anthology and for agreeing to talk with me about it on the podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you. So before we go, I have a few quick questions for you. And I just want you to say the first thing that pops into your head without question. Don't think about it.
Okay. Chocolate.
Hallmark or Lifetime?
Neither.
Perfect.
There aren't enough explosions in either one.
Not enough explosions. Okay, that's fair. Okay, something lighter. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Yay, I love all the tea lovers. Okay. Ebook or audio?
Ebook.
Ooh, very good. Okay, I like that. Next one, your favorite writer's fuel?
Chocolate oatmeal.
Chocolate oatmeal?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
All my life has been a lie.
I'll send you a recipe. It's really easy.
I literally have oatmeal like almost every single day of the week.
I use Girardelli cocoa in it. And I put in honey.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't skimp in this house. So we put in the Girardelli, some honey, some coconut milk, because I can't do cow milk. You could use whatever milk you like.
Yeah, I don't do
and
cow
then I put in,
either, so. That's probably why I like dark chocolates, because I don't do the cow milk.
Yeah, me too. And I love Penzies. And I use their curry powder and their cake spice. And then I put a little shot of vanilla.
I can't wait to try this. Please
eating a cookie. It's like eating a cookie every day. And I'll tell you a secret. Mm-hmm. Girardelli cocoa has 2 grams of fiber.
And see, as we get up there in age, you know better than anybody, you need your fiber and you need your protein. So I thank you in advance.
You're welcome.
And again, thank you so much, Nunu, for talking with me today on the podcast. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I am definitely looking forward to meeting you this November.
Me too. Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, so much for listening to another episode of the Stories Station podcast. I'm Kay McCoy, your host, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.